In today's video, I will be showing you the best games you can buy for the PlayStation 3 for under £10 collectively. Yes, £10 for, I believe there's 5 games in total, and these are absolute staples to have in any PlayStation 3 collection, and these are my go-to picks. Honestly, these games are actually such good value for what they actually are. It's insane how cheap they actually are. To me, anyway, even on the PlayStation 3, because the prices for the system have gone up rapidly in 2024, and these are still fairly cheap and actually enough to actually get hold of as well, which is something else. So today we are going to be taking a look at my picks. I have 5 of them for less than £10 collectively, again, for the whole actual bundle of games here, and these are staples to have in any collection. If you're actually just starting out, again, these are must-haves for your collection, and I want to go through them, let you know that they're actually pretty good, or you should actually consider buying. So if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. We are on the road to 1,600 subscribers. May or may not get there by the end of the year. Who knows? It is nearly Christmas. Christmas is right around the corner, which is insane. But here, again, we are doing this for the cheap side of things. So we are looking on a budget, and today's budget is £10. And these are the best games you can get on the PS3 for less than £10. Just quickly before we start, I do have a special roundup video for Christmas that will be coming out, I believe, on Christmas Day, because I believe Christmas Day is a Wednesday this year, which I didn't know that until yesterday. So fun fact on that front. So yeah, look forward to that. That should be coming out, and it's a really good, in my opinion, hopefully it comes out pretty good, but in my opinion it's a really good video and you should stick around to watch it. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. So if you saw my recent pickups video I did on Thursday, you will know that one of these games actually featured in it, because these games are criminally underrated, and I will stick by that 100%. Both of them are in this video because the series needs to have a comeback. It really does need to have a comeback, and I'm avid for it. I really am, and if they decide to do it, I'll be very happy, because I haven't played these games in a while, and I just don't see much love for them, which is such a shame. It really is such a shame, and I've got both of them right now. So my first pick, it would be Kane and Lynch. Funny enough, yep. So we've got Kane and Lynch Dead Men, and then we have the other one as well, which is Dog Days. I'll get that in a second. Holding the mic and doing this at the same time is quite difficult, but this would be my first pickup to have in any PlayStation 3 collection. And if you don't already own any of the Kane and Lynch games, there's only 2. This is this one and Dog Days. You need to buy them because these games are absolutely fantastic. Like I said, if these need to have like a remake or a remaster or something, because I love these. These are brilliant. These are absolutely must-have and staples to have in your collection. And if you don't own them, feel free to, because I love them. These are probably up there in my top, I'd say top 10, top 15 PlayStation 3 games I've actually played. They are very good games. They are very graphic, but they're cheap. I think this one, as you can see, costs £1.50, and I think the second one in the series is about £2.50. I'll pick that up just in a second. So yeah, going along with the first one, we have Kane and Lynch Dog Days 2, or Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, and this is the limited edition slipcover one, which is actually in really good condition, and it is actually very pretty. It's very nice, but both of these games are very cheap. I think for both, like I said, you're paying like £4, if that, for them, and these are staples, and I would absolutely love if these would actually get a remaster or a remake, because the combat in these games is unreal, and the actual character development and the actual characters you play as in this, it's nuts. It really is crazy. It is. It's quite difficult. They're not easy games by any stretch, but they are just great games, and I've enjoyed every single moment that I played these. Although, granted, I haven't played them recently, so I think they're due an actual stream on them personally, and I would actually really enjoy doing that also. But yeah, Kane and Lynch to start off this video. Yeah, honestly, staples. If you haven't got them already, pick them up. Pick them up, because you won't regret it. You won't, honestly. You won't. So again, we're going to go into a mix of games in this little haul. Not really a haul, but video. So again, this is a racing game, and it is a release title for the PlayStation 3, which I think is a staple into any PlayStation 3 collector's collection. saying that when you're drunk. So this again is the first one in the series. It came out in 2007. It was a release title, and that is Motorstorm. And I think anybody who has a PS3 has heard of Motorstorm. But the actual series of games are absolutely fantastic. I do love my racing games. I've never really been the biggest fan of off-road racing games like rally racing or anything like that, but this captures a bit of arcadey feel, which actually makes me want to play a lot more. It's not as serious as like your Dirts or anything like that of the time. But Motorstorm for £2, yeah, it's a staple for anybody's collection, and I enjoy it a lot. You've got Pacific Rift and you have Apocalypse as well in the series. There is only three, and they are only on PlayStation 3, I believe. I don't think you can play them on PC. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But Motorstorm games are fantastic and they are great fun. If you're into your racing games, these are a must have to have in your collection because, again, you get hours of gameplay from these. And to be fair, it rivals Need for Speed and sort of stuff like that. It depends what you're after at the time, but if you're after for a little bit of fun, arcade, off roady sort of racing, Motorstorm will absolutely wipe the floor on a lot of things. So, yeah, it is a staple for me. And for £2, yeah, it's insane. Just like the Kane and Lynch games, you're getting such great replayability and actual value for your money on the PlayStation 3. It's insane. So yeah, for £2, can't complain. So with these games, you get a lot of replayability. You get a lot of hours of actually gameplay, entertainment, and enjoyment. You could pick up a couple of these games for the weekend, and you will have weekend full of entertainment and joy. Especially over Christmas, if you've got a bit more time off than you would have normally, you have at least a few games in this list that will tie you over, and you don't have to break the bank. That's the idea. I don't want if you can't afford it, then it is what it is. That is life. But it's the cheap side of the PlayStation 3, which I think is getting a little bit lost nowadays because the prices are going up, which is a given because it is coming up to like 17, 18 years old. So the prices will just rise. It is just the nature of the beast. So, the lower end of the PlayStation 3 is still a viable option now, even though it doesn't seem it sometimes. I think I've lost that a little bit over the last few months or so as well. But, it's viable. And if you're looking for cheap PlayStation 3 games to actually buy, yeah, consider some of these. So next up, we have, again, this is a rival to the Grand Theft Auto series. This kind of died after the third one, which will probably give it away heavily. But I really enjoyed the second one. I didn't ever really play the first one because never had the Xbox 360 because it was only released on the Xbox 360. PS3 did not get it, unfortunately. Just like the next game in the list as well, which is really sad. But it is what it is. But this one is Saints Row 2, and Saints Row 2 will set you back £1.50, I think, if that. This is the special slipcover edition, but that's because I'm an idiot and I like PlayStation cardboard. But it looks really cool. Like, it's no different, I believe, to the actual normal edition of the game. It just has a slipcover, but it's a cool slipcover, and yeah, that's the only reason why it looks fancy. But the actual game, Saints Row 2, is unreal. It is such fun. It honestly, when they said it was a rival to GTA, it was at a time, because that was when GTA 4 came out, and the nitty and dark, gritty style of GTA 4 was completely different to what this was. This was in your face, this was laughing, this was serious to an extent, but it was just stupid. Stupid fun. It really was. The customization on this game is fantastic. You've got character customization throughout, you've got car customization throughout. The hours of gameplay you get from this, yes, it's probably a little bit gimmicky nowadays and a little bit stupid and a little bit like, but for the time it came out, it's really good, and I still enjoy Saints Row. I just think Saints Row nowadays has kind of dropped off a little bit, to say the least. Like I said, after 3, I didn't really touch it too much. I didn't really touch number 4 all that often, which is a shame. But the Saints Row series it was good. It's a shame about the new one. I haven't actually played it. I haven't heard any single good thing about it. So whether I do or not play it is, I'm not 100% sure on that. But Saints Row 2 for £2, it's a staple in anybody's collection. If you're looking for a GTA to play that isn't GTA, Saints Row 2 is your game on the PlayStation 3. It really is. So the next one is probably the most expensive one on the list. I think it's about £4 to £5 solo. So it is the most expensive one in this little bundle of games that I'm actually showing you today. But it is a horror game. So again, for horror games on the PlayStation 3, they hold their price quite well. They really do. Any horror games on any real platform hold their price more than sort of any genre of games, which is surprising to an extent, but horror fans will pay the money, especially me, because I do like my horror nowadays. I never used to. I used to be a wimp when I was a kid. I remember I got shown, I think, Freddy vs. Jason when I was like 6, and I had nightmares because my sister was mean to me and she made me watch it when I was like 6 or 7. Fun times, but no, in all seriousness, this game is absolutely fantastic. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, the first one in the series is not on PlayStation 3, which is a bit sad. But you know, it is what it is. But this is Condemned 2. Now, I have only played this a tiny little bit. I'm quite new to this. I believe it came out in about 2008, 2009, somewhere there. The first one came out on Xbox 360, but the Condemned series is highly sought after and is highly regarded through horror fans alike. And again, from what I've played, it is a really good game to actually play and own. It's very gory, it's very graphic, but it's good. It is really good. I'll show some gameplay on this because I actually haven't played it too much. Um, I really haven't, but from what I have, I've enjoyed what I've played. And for a horror pick, I would say this is probably the best sort of cheap horror pick you can get. I'm not sure why it's only like £5 or £6. I really don't, because I think it is a very good horror game. But compared to other horror games on the PlayStation 3, this is very cheap, like very cheap. So again, I'm not really sure why. But Condemned 2, if you haven't got it or you haven't played it, consider it's really good. So these are my 5 picks for under £10 or £10 or thereabouts. I haven't really thought how much they actually are, but I believe it's very close to £10 or just over, maybe 11. I'm not 100%, but it shouldn't be too much more. So like I said, for £10, you are getting hours upon hours of fun, and these are absolute staples in any PlayStation 3 collection. And if you haven't got them on the cheaper side of things, then consider getting them, because honestly, you won't regret it. And especially with the Kane and Lynch series, I will stand on that hill till the day I die. The Kane and Lynch games are really good, and anybody should consider getting them if you haven't played them. You won't regret it. You won't. You won't. Honestly, I promise you, you won't regret it. But obviously, you've got Saints Row 2 in there as well, which, again, for a GTA clone of the time, is a really good game, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And you've got Condemned 2 as well, which is a great horror game for a very cheap price. So if you want a bit of a horror kick and you want to play something, but you don't have that much money, Condemned 2 is probably your game. It really is. That or the Fear games. Fear games were very close to being on this list, but they've gone up in price quite a lot recently, so I couldn't choose them, which was kind of sad, but here we are. Well, let me know down in the comments your thoughts about these 5 games. I know these aren't like, crazy underrated gems or hidden gems or anything like that, but these are staples in any PlayStation 3 collection, and they deserve a highlight on the channel. They really do. Again, especially the Kane and Lynch games. I might do a separate video just on them because I appreciate them for what they did for the gaming scene. I do. I could talk about them all day, every day. So that is something. So yeah, 5 picks. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments because I'd love to hear them. Let me know your actual top 5 cheap staples for the PlayStation 3 because I would love to know. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So with that being said, guys, that is my top 5 picks for under £10 on the PlayStation 3. Again, if you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button and let me know if you want to see any more top 10s on the PlayStation 3. Because funny enough, I've got a few games to do it. Yeah, it's just one of those that I absolutely love. And I haven't really dabbled too much into the cheaper side of things on the PlayStation 3. I've been focusing on getting some of the most, more expensive games because they keep going up and up and up in price. So it's better to get them now than to have buyer's regret or buyer's remorse or whatever it is, and then don't get them in the future when they go up. So yeah, that was my idea into the thinking. I've enjoyed going through the cheap side of the PlayStation 3. It still does exist, let me add. It does exist. especially if you're just starting out. If you've got a collection like myself, it's very difficult to add on like the lower end of the PlayStation 3. But especially in person and physical, going to stores and that, it can be quite difficult to find cheaper games. But sometimes, like over the last, at least in the last couple of pickup videos, I've done really well on the cheaper end of the scale as well, so I can't really complain. But that leads me into next week's video. So next week, like I said, it will be Wednesday, and that will be Christmas. So I'm looking forward to releasing my recap of the year for my Christmas special. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. It should be a good video. Hopefully, it comes out well. Let's just wait and see what we can do with that. I appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to watch the videos. I really do. Thank you so much for the last 6 or 7 months. It's been absolutely amazing. And I couldn't do anything like this without you guys. So I appreciate you so much. I just wanted to say thank you. I could say thank you all day, every day, but I'm going to cut that there. So thank you for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed, be sure to give it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel, like I said, because we are on our way to 1,600 subscribers. And leave a comment down below your thoughts and feelings on today's video. But for now, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you on Christmas Day.